Let's take a look at creating a new rota. You do this with the rota option. This will show the spreadsheet format that most managers will be familiar with. There is no fixed rota period. You can rota for any length of time. You simply go to where you want to start. You can work on any section of the rota and can even have multiple people working on it simultaneously. We're going to look at the senior staff nurses for week commencing the 3rd of November. To help, you can easily remove other roles and people from view. Looking at the week, we can see some data is already filled in. Firstly, pre-approved annual leave, and secondly, any shift requests. If we click on one of the shift requests, the selection will automatically default to match the request, so we simply have to click on Save. The shift will show in green to show it matches a request. To fill in other shifts, we simply click on the table in the box for the member of staff and date, and the shift entry screen appears. From here we have a number of options. The first and most simple is the Quick Add. These are predefined options for the department, role or person attached to a single click button. We click Long Day and it appears in the table. There are many more options available on the shift entry pop-up. Other shifts can either be selected from the standard shift panel, giving a choice of all the department's predefined shifts, or manually entered using the manual shift time panel. On both options there are choices for role and area, which we'll cover a little bit later in this video. Clicking Save will show the details on the table. Further options are available for other types of day. Study and Training gives options for picking predefined courses or manually entering details along with start and end times or just day length. Annual Leave allows you to enter annual leave, bank holidays or leave relating to an annualized contract or term time contract. Generally, annual leave is managed in other options. Working Unavailable covers other types of day where the member of staff may be working but not contributing to staffing targets. You can specify either start and end times where appropriate or simply the number of contracted hours. Other Absence covers any other day that doesn't fall into a typical working day, such as maternity leave, compassionate leave, pre-arranged sickness, etc. In addition to the basic shift type and start and end times, there are options for entering further notes. These are clearly shown to the member of staff on their personal calendar, for example, location and registration details for an off-site training course. Using the supernumerary option, you can record a shift for somebody without it being counted in staffing targets. This is clearly shown on the daily At Work Today screen. Finally, the Adjust Overtime option allows the manager to allocate the hours into overtime categories at the point of producing the rota. This means that the timesheet is already pre-filled rather than trying to recap after the event. One way to add a number of shifts quickly is to use the autofill option. We do this by clicking on any of the days in the header. We are given the choice of what shift to add and can either select the number of people required or manually tick the staff to apply to it. Clicking Save Shifts will apply the shift to those people. Each time you return to the autofill option, it will only offer the staff that have no shift applied. There are many other options on the rota screen. Hovering over a member of staff will show contact details, any contractual agreements or preferences, and details of annual leave allowance. Hovering over the hours owing provides a breakdown of exactly how the hours have been allocated. At the top of the screen we have the standard forward, back and calendar buttons and an option for specifying how many weeks to show. You can also switch between abbreviated shift codes and full descriptions, and also switch the hours column between accumulated time owing or a week-by-week total. Where a department is split into a number of areas, you can choose to work on a single area rather than the whole department. You could have two managers working on two separate areas of the rota. The area is easily set when entering a shift and is clearly shown on the rota. Occasionally there may be the need to allocate a member of staff a shift in a different role. This can easily be selected on the shift entry pop-up. The member of staff is automatically added to that section of the rota, and the shifts are shown in each role where appropriate. There are some further options for planning extra shift requirements for offering to staff or external bank, working with staffing targets and working with shift patterns. These are covered in separate videos.